This is Chronixx representing for IrieItes, King Selassie. I know. Open up your eyes and realize that we are not blind IrieItes. Chronixx, a wheel out. Settle and cease.
Yes, Reggaejam 2013 with Chronixx. You just came off stage and you just mentioned you're still high from the performance. How was the experience at Reggaejam?
I mean, it was very good, you know. We give thanks and praise for a stage like Reggaejam who can really showcase the acts from Jamaica, you know. And I see that there's a lot of local acts, you know, a lot of acts from Jamaica on this show. So, I mean, that is a great privilege, you know, because I mean, reggae music is now a world music and it features a lot more than just Jamaican acts. But, you know, we are still happy to see the Jamaican artists being showcased in a very, you know, royal format, you know, and all the best to the festival. I hope that you guys grow next year bigger and better. Rastafari. You know.
And there are many roots artists, foundation artists too. Is that important for you to see these foundation artists? Some of them don't even play anymore in Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean, we give thanks and praise to that, like, you know, Uncle Freddie, you know, Auntie Marcia, Barrington Levy, you know what I mean, John Holt, Daddy Uri, Cocotti, you know, Lee Scratch Perry, you know, all of these great artists, like to share stage with them is a great joy for me. I will do a show with Lee Scratch Perry for free. Any day, like, you know what I mean? I would perform alongside Barrington Levy for free any day. It's a pleasure for me, actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, my father being an artist was a greater influence than his music because being an artist and having a father who's an artist, it causes it to exist in a musical environment where, you know, music is being played, written, performed right in your backyard, you know what I mean? And it was more like a dancehall vibes with my father, you know, because then his friends were like Burro Banton, you know, he was signed to Massive B, his Bobby Candas and Jabba, and, you know, the whole crew, the whole Massive. So it was more like a foundation dancehall vibes, you know, conscious music but dancehall. You know, and it was always a joy. That's the kind of music I grew up listening to, and I'm sure it has something to do with how, you know, with the acceptance of that the music has been getting. I'm sure it has a lot to do with where I am right now. So, yeah, man. Uh, repatriation for me is not just African people within the diaspora packing their bags and going back to Africa to burden the African economy. You know, repatriation for me is the repatriation of our talents first and foremost, the repatriation of our craft, the repatriation of our economic advancements, you know, the repatriation of our wealth. That should precede us going back to Africa in flesh, you know. So it starts with us starting businesses in Africa, basing our business and have our offices for our talents in Africa, pay tax to African government, and build Africa the continent first. Because I mean, the earth is the Lord's, you know, and I don't believe that Africa, even though it is for African, I don't believe that Africans must all live in Africa. Because the earth is there for every man to possess, you know what I mean? Germans must live in some part of Africa too, you know, and the Frenchman live here so. And with some African live in France, some African live in China. You know, the earth is for every man, you know what I mean? Gone are the days when people fight over land and them thing that done with. Seeing what we are dealing with now is repatriation of our mind and our hearts first. And start with the acceptance that yes, we are Africans and Africa is ours. You know, it don't matter who live there, but what matters is who own it is ours. You know what I mean? Like African can't come take Germany from the Germans. So I don't think Germans should take Africa from Africans or Americans or anybody at all. It is for Africans, and we need to realize that. You know, that's what repatriation means to me. You know, bringing our talents and centralizing our whole life back in Africa. Well, for me, Zion is where the heart is. You know, Zion is inside of you. You know, Zion is that sacred place where only you have access to that place. You know, Zion is in the mind, Zion is in the soul. It is an inner thing. It's not a, I don't see Zion as a physical thing, you know, because Zion is a gift that Jah give to all of us. You know, Zion, Jah promised his children that, and that was one of the gifts that God gave to us. Zion is that place that no man can take away from you. You know, yeah. Well, first and foremost, you have to say, give thanks to people like Lee Scratch Perry, who never stop touring, who never stop making music. IrieItes, Jonas, Ken Booth, you know what I mean, Mighty Diamonds, Leroy Sibley's, you know, Freddie McGregor. Never stop making music, you know. Them release albums. Jimmy Cliff just released a new album. What that mean? Reggae has always been there. The revival now is not within the music, it is within the people. So that the people is the reggae revival and not we the artists, you know. That's from my perspective, you know. Because even within a movement, even within a family, even within a household, to each his own. You know what I mean? And that is one of the beauty of our unity. Our differences is the biggest beauty of our unity, you know. Because we are one and we are all different at the same time. So, here we're going now. The revival is really within the people, them. Right? The people them who used to listen crap, who decide, say, alright, we're not feed pan no more crap. We're going to feed pan substantial music, music that is good for our souls. So the revival is really the people, you know, and not the artists them. Because we have been making music. Music has been there from ever since. And I mean, you have the first generation, the third, the second, and we you know come as fourth and third generation artists. Remember, you know, before us, you had the Sizzler, you have Jacure, you have Anthony B, you have Capitan, and they're all still there making music, releasing good music every day. You know, you had the Garnet Silk, who Garnet Silk still get more airplay in every dance than Chronixx. You know what I mean? So how can Chronixx be a reggae revival then? If Garnet Silk is still being played more than Chronixx worldwide. Bob Marley music is being played more than Protege. Peter Tosh play more than Kabaka. That means that we are babies. We are new to this, you know, and we are just learning. And that's the only thing we ask is that people allow us to grow, you know, and don't try to direct us to the top of the mountain on our first day. You know, we need time to climb that hill. You know? So give thanks to all who have been climbing and who is ahead of us on that hill because, you know, that's how the music is. The movement is really the people. The reggae revival is within the people. You know? Because all of we have been making music from birth and we not stop. But there comes a time when people decide, say, yeah, we're going to revive back the roots. Because no man can revive roots but the people, you know. Artists can't revive roots. We can only sing it, but it's the people who consume the music. They are the ones in control of what hit and what doesn't, you know. So, I mean, before my song was being played on the radio, you know, it was in every single bar and shop, every taxi, every bus, every car in Jamaica, you know. And then the radio took it up because I decided, well, if the radio not going to play me, well, I go and keep my little live shows in Kingston, and the fan base grew. And then the radio and the TV and the interviews came afterwards. But you know, we were good artists from before. All the interviews and all the cameras and all the art, you know. All of my music videos were released from before all of this hype. You know what I mean? So we've been making music, and the revival is the people. And it's them put to us. You know? It's them make with them on Reggaejam. Yeah. It's a great joy to see how the music really taking place right now. And it's not really busy. I love to do this. I mean, if I feel like if I wake up one day and don't have stuff to do, I'll go crazy. You know what I mean? Even though it drives me crazy to have so many things to do. It wouldn't make it any better if you didn't have stuff to do, you know? So I have to just keep doing it and keep yourself interested and ready for the Gideon every time. Yeah, we release Dread and Terrible in the end of August. You know, so by September you have something fresh to listen. Some nice Chronixx, and there'll be a new video to be released same time as the EP. and we will officially launch our website around that same time. So this coming September, can look forward to some nice little things. Just for us go and ease the vibe a little bit while you wait for the album, and we're working on the album to say, I can expect that, around in the middle part of next year. Yeah, man. I plan to live in Africa very soon. Yeah, man, as soon as Jah make it possible. Pack my bags and live there.
Where in Africa?
I don't decide as yet, but Ghana is on top of the list. You know, it's either Ghana or Kenya for now.
I was staying in Ghana for some time last year, and I could see a lot of youth, searching for Rastafari and playing reggae music all day. How does it feel that such a rich cultural heritage coming from Jamaica?
It is being argued that reggae started in Africa, and for me, the argument is not really necessary where it started, but I know it started within the people, and we are Africans. Jamaicans are African, and if one day a spirit tell a man to strike him guitar like this, what is that spirit? That is the same African spirit that is in the African people, and it gave us reggae as a gift, because there's nothing special about Jamaica. What is so special about Jamaica? The greatest thing from Jamaica is reggae music. That means it is our most cherished and beloved gift. And it's a gift that people all around the world, if Jamaicans come and give you 10 things, your most favorite thing going to be reggae. I can give you ackee and saltfish, I can give you a rundown, I can give you track and field, I can give you anything you want, I can give you weed, right? I can give you a nice sexy Jamaican girl, but your favorite thing going to be reggae music. That's the best gift that we have to offer. You know what I mean? So, and it's an African thing, So when you say African man, I mean I love African reggae, Lucky Dube, and when you even listen to like Fela Kuti, you hear traces of reggae music, when you listen to South African music, when you listen even Ethiopian music, they have a music that it sounds so much like dancehall. You know what I mean? So like you have to wonder if, it's just musical telepathy, thousands and thousands and millions of years of genetics, it re-emerge after a time. So keep fighting the fight, Stay true to your African culture, and don't replace it for westernized behavior and the Western world. You are not worse off than anybody in the world, you know what I mean? Don't leave it up to Western people to raise your children, you know what I mean? If you don't have to give your child up for adoption, don't. You know what I mean? Raise them yourself, educate yourself about the world, and develop yourself within your mind. And the greatest thing about Africa is Africa will never, ever, ever reclaim its royal position on earth until there is unity among the different African nations. I mean, because we are different, and our difference is so beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing that Ethiopia is different from Egypt, Egypt different from Kenya, Kenya different from Somalia, Somalia different from Tanzania, Tanzania different from Ghana, Ghana from Burkina Faso. South Africa is different. Like everybody is different, but they are one people. They live on the same land.
We're multicultural.
It's multicultural, and like that's great. Even in Jamaica, we are multicultural. There's hardly 3 million people in Jamaica. And we are so diverse. Like when you come to Jamaica, you have Indian people, and Indian people live here, and they cook the curry, everything. They put curry on everything, and they have the Indian music. They still get married like Indian people, And then you have the Maroons who still live in the hills, and these are the revolutionary slaves who ran away from the plant. They still live up there, and they still practice their thing, And then now you have Rasta, you have Christian, you have Muslim, right? You have all of these people in Jamaica, See, and even in the music, you have dancehall lovers, you have reggae lovers, you have ska, right? You have rocksteady. So many different things in one little small country. Can you imagine a big continent? You know what I mean? So it's not our differences that count, it's our similarities. We're all one people, we're breathing in the same air, eating from the same earth. every day. So it makes no sense to divide yourselves. You know what I mean? So my my thing is that the greatest slavery that we have experienced as African is mental slavery, and that is segregation. It is not us being stolen from Africa and brought to other countries to work. And it is not all the wars that take place. It is a mental thing where we divide ourselves from in our minds, you know what I mean? And we make people feed us bullshit and keep telling us that we are different, that you're a woman and I'm a man. And so what? I'm a man and you're a woman. That's natural. You know, your skin is lighter than mine, and so what? That's beautiful. I love that. You know what I mean? See, you're a Nigerian and I'm Kenyan. Wow, that's great. Let's share our culture. Teach me some Nigerian things, and I'll teach you some Kenyan things. You know, and it's just right now. It's just unity. Right now, I try to push for African people and black people worldwide. Unite your damn self. Stop fussing and fighting. Yeah.